हेलो फ्रेंड्स, आज हम बात करेंगे कार्ल मार्क्स के क्रिटिसिज्म के बारे में। सबसे पहले क्रिटिसिज्म किया है मैक्स वेबर ने। Respectfully criticized Karl Marx and said that there is no doubt that economy is the substructure, which is very important. But he said that determining factor, the term used by Marx, is not accurate. So he said instead we should use influence term. He also said that substructure reversible is also possible, that superstructure can also influence the substructure. रिवाइज कर लेते हैं एक बारी। सबस्ट्रक्चर हमारा न्यूक्लियस में था अकॉर्डिंग टू कार्ल मार्क्स, और बाकी सुपर स्ट्रक्चर में थे रिलीजन, फैमिली, पॉलिटिक्स, कल्चर, एजुकेशन एक्सेट्रा। तो वेबर के अकॉर्डिंग सबस्ट्रक्चर से उल्टा भी हो सकता है, ये सुपर स्ट्रक्चर भी अफेक्ट कर सकते हैं सबस्ट्रक्चर को, और डिटरमाइनिंग फैक्टर की जगह इन्फ्लुएंस वर्ड यूज करना। वेबर ने एग्जाम्पल दिया रिलीजन का, उसमें भी प्रोटेस्टेंट और कैल्विनिस्ट था। कैल्विनिस्ट जो थे पहले लोग थे, दे वर द फर्स्ट टू बिकेम कैपिटलिस्ट, तो ये पहले थे जो कैपिटलिस्ट बने। सो हेयर रिलीजन विच इज अ सुपर स्ट्रक्चर क्रिएटेड कैपिटलिज्म विच इज इन द सबस्ट्रक्चर। He also proved this in his theory of Protestant ethics and spirit of capitalism. He modified the term determining with influence and also said that reversal is possible, that is superstructure can influence the substructure also. Next criticism is by Gunnar Myrdal. He said that state policies bring changes in various aspects of economy, various aspects including economy, and also here reversible is possible, that is superstructure can influence the substructure. He stated that state policies bring change in the economy. For example, we prepare budget as a policy by the government, then changes occur in economy. But he was wrong, but because for preparing the budget we need to see the economic factors. So again it came in the substructure. Next criticism by Daniel Bell. He said that it was education that brings changes in various sectors including economy. He cited the example of IT sector. Information technology brought economic revolution. He gave the example of post-industrialization. Next criticism is by Rolf Dahrendorf. He stated that after capitalism, communism, not communalism, that is a different thing. Communism will not occur, but a new age of post-capitalism will occur. And he gave the example of post-capitalist society. So, Marx said that there are 5 stages and they are unilinear. That is, after one stage, that stage will come. But he said that no, after capitalism, communism will not occur, but a new post-capitalism society will. Next criticism is by Velikovsky and Zelas. They both said that they studied modern community society like Russia. They said that there is no presence of a classless society in a communism society. They said that there are 2 groups, those who give commands, they are upper class, and those who follow those commands or the orders are the lower class. So classless society is not present in communism or communistic society. Zelas, not Velikovsky. Zelas also said that upper class wants benefit, they want to reap the benefits, so conflict will be there. So even in the communist society, there will be conflicts which will lead to, again, changes. So whereas what Marx said that there will be no contradiction in the communistic society. So Zelas also said that communistic society described by Marx is unrealistic and will never exist. Question answer time. It is not the consciousness of mankind that determines its social existence. Rather, on the contrary, it is the social existence that determines the consciousness. Critically examine the statement in light of mode of production described by Marx. Keep watching, guys. In the next video, I will be talking about theories of class struggle. Please subscribe to the channel and share it. Thank you.